So I've had a lot of people ask me recently what kind of brushes I use for my makeup, what I suggest they use. So I figured I would just make a video about it and let everybody know in case you were wondering the same thing. So I've got two sets here. I've got my first set is basic brushes that I think every woman needs to have, or, or man, whatever, no judging. But if you're going to be wearing makeup, this is what I think you should have. Now, the next set is, if you want to kind of bump up your makeup to the next notch, a few brushes that I think would kind of take it to the next level without, going overboard and having way too many brushes. So let's just get right into it. The first brush that I think everybody needs to have is a foundation brush. Now, I personally love the Sigma Flat Kabuki brush, the F80. This is what I use on a daily basis. Sigma is a really wonderful brand. If you've not heard of them yet, I really highly suggest you give them a try. They're going to be just as good quality as a MAC brush, but you're not going to be paying MAC prices. It is still a little bit up there, but not quite as ridiculous as MAC. You're going to pay between $12 to $21 or so for a brush. I think this one, being a face brush and being larger, was $21. I've got a couple eyeshadow brushes that were in the $12 to $14 range. So, but I mean, really, they make such a huge difference in your makeup using really nice quality brushes. That is one thing that I've noticed, is invest in your brushes if you want it to look good. So this is wonderful. It's just a dense, flat brush. It's really nice quality. It's not going to shed on you a bunch. I just use nice circular motions to put this on, but this is my favorite. It's not going to leave streaks behind. No streaks left behind. Anyway, okay, jokes aside, but for real, this brush I love. Love, love, love. If you don't want to use a brush, what you can also use is a sponge, and I'm not talking about those disposable sponges. I don't suggest those. What they're going to do is soak up a ton of product, and you're going to lose a lot of money because all your foundation that you spent money on is going to be going into the sponge, and it's just going to soak right up. So the first thing I suggest is getting a sponge, one like this. This is the Beauty Blender. There are a lot of dupes out there for this, but I've only found one, which I'll mention in a second, that is even comparable. So I don't suggest those ones that you'll just find at like Walgreens or CVS or whatever. They're not going to be the same thing. This is going to cost you 20 bucks. It is more expensive, but it is amazing. It's not disposable, so you can wash it and reuse it quite a few times. But it's just this nice egg-shaped sponge. When you get it, it's going to be a lot smaller than this, but what you're going to do is dunk it in water, wring it out a few times, and it's going to double in size and get this large. The reason you put it in water is because that is going to prevent excess product from soaking up into your sponge. What it's also going to do is help your foundation. It's going to kind of shear it out a little bit, so it's not going to be quite as thick, and it's not going to look quite as, cakey. You'll still be able to you'll still look like you have skin, it's not just a thick layer of makeup. So this is wonderful. I use this all the time. I also use it to blend out my cream bronzer when I wear cream bronzer, and cream blush also you can use it. So this is wonderful. Oh, also the shape of this is great because since it has this pointed end here, it's really nice for getting around your nose or in the corners of your eyes. It just kind of makes things fit better. So I suggest this if you don't want to spend the $20 on this, which I understand. You can also get this one, which I've mentioned in my last video. This is the Miracle Complexion Sponge from Real Techniques. Real Techniques, you'll notice I've got quite a few of their brushes as well. This one is very similar, not quite as good as the Beauty Blender, but still I would recommend it. It's nice. I use it all the time. This one is similarly shaped, you can see here, but it has a flat edge right here, which I actually really love. It's really nice for underneath my eyes, for blending out concealer underneath my eyes, and it's just, the texture is just slightly different than the Beauty Blender. This is only going to be $6. You can find it at Ulta. Again, it's from Real Techniques. All right, next I think everyone just needs your good old powder brush. And this one is from Real Techniques. It's their powder brush, and it's very, very soft. Again, great quality. Real Techniques is going to run you $6 to $10. I think this one was $10. Again, being a face brush, it's going to be more expensive. There's more bristles and such, but they're very, very soft, awesome quality. I use this every single day. I love it. It's very fluffy and just big, but not too big and not too small because, it's a powder brush. This one is from Real Techniques, and it is just their blush brush. It has this nice taper design right here, very, very soft. And what I like about this also is that it's not going to deliver too much product on your cheeks, so you're not going to end up looking like Bozo. You can kind of build up your color a little bit to your desired opacity or whatever. I don't even know the word for that. But anyway, I suggest this one as well. You can find this again at Ulta. Moving on to eyes, you're going to want to have some sort of shader brush for your eyes. My favorite is from Sigma. It is the Eye Shading E55 brush right here. And it's just a nice, short, little dense shader brush. And it's very soft, again, because especially on your eyes, you're not going to want something scratchy that's going to irritate your eyelids. It's just such a sensitive area. So I highly suggest this one. It's really nice, a great shape for just kind of packing on that shadow right onto your lid. If you don't want to pay for Sigma, which I understand, you can also find this one from Coastal Scents. This is a pretty nice one as well. It's not quite as soft, and you'll notice the difference in the bristles. The bristles on this one are a bit longer, so you don't have quite as much control over it, but it's still pretty good, and I would, I use this one if this one is dirty. So this is also a nice one. Not quite as soft, but it's okay. And then last for eyes, and actually last altogether for the very basics, is some sort of blending brush. I really think that everybody needs to have a blending brush because it makes such a huge difference in your eyeshadow. What a blending brush is going to do is really just help your eyeshadow just kind of blend naturally back into your skin tone and kind of diffuse it and make it look, a nice soft gradient back, so your eyeshadow is just not like ending in a super harsh line, and that just doesn't look good. So my favorite, going back to Sigma, is the Sigma Blending E25 brush right here, and it's got a slightly tapered on the end, but it's just a nice fluffy, super soft brush, and it fits really nicely in this crease here. If you're going to use, which I would also suggest, a crease color right here to kind of define your crease, give your eyeball a little bit of dimension, and just kind of take it to that next level. So those are all of the basic brushes that I think you should have in your kit. Now, kind of going on to the next level, if you want to do just a little bit more with your makeup, here's some that I would suggest. The first being some sort of a concealer brush. I don't have one in particular that I'm obsessed with. The one I use is just from Ulta. It's Ulta brand concealer brush. It's just a nice, thin, flat, tapered concealer brush, and I use it underneath my eyes to use my corrector before I do anything else on my face. I don't really use it around. I'll use the Beauty Blender more for covering up blemishes and stuff, but this is great for underneath my eyes for my dark circles. All right, going back to eyes, my favorite brush I think that I own, period, is my Sigma Tapered Blending E40 brush. This is kind of similar to the E25 that I had just shown, but as you'll see, the bristles are longer and it's a little bit fluffier. I really love this to just blend everything out so everything is nice and seamless. There's no harsh lines at all. I'll also use this if I've put a little bit too much of a dark color in my crease or something like that. I'll just, blend it out. It'll kind of lessen the intensity a bit, but this is awesome. It makes everything, all your different shades, just blend together perfectly. Love this brush. All right, I am a huge fan of contouring. I just wasn't blessed with, defined cheekbones and a defined jawline and all that stuff. So if you were, count yourself lucky, because some of us don't have those things and we have to fake it. Fake it till you make it. And since I can't make it without surgery, I have to fake it all the time. So I use a contour brush. I'm really not in love with the ones that I have right now for me because it's just, I don't know, I have issues with contouring, but I just ordered one, so hopefully I'll love it, and if I do, I'll let you know. But what I'm using right now is the Real Techniques Duo Fiber Contour Brush. It's okay, but I think you should have some sort of contouring brush that you like. This one is, kind of thin-ish, so it fits pretty nicely right underneath your cheekbone to, put a little bronzing underneath there and make it look like you've got some sort of dimension to your face. I'll usually use this to make the line, and then I'll go back with my Sigma Angled Kabuki F84. It's this same kabuki brush. So it's real dense, but it's rounded at the top and angled, and I'll just go in there and just kind of blend everything out so it's not harsh and it looks more natural. So these two are good brushes, but for me, I just have issues. I just have issues using them, but that's what I use for that. And then lastly, I think you should have some sort of eyeliner brush. I have two here that I really like, and I use them for different purposes. This is just your basic angled eyeliner brush. I don't like this one actually. It's from e.l.f. It was super cheap. I think it came in a kit, but you need some sort of an angled brush. This can be used for so many different things. You can use it to put powder in your eyebrows to kind of, you know, define your eyebrows a bit, which I think everyone should do also. You can use this to put eyeshadow along your lash line if you want to do that instead of an eyeshadow underneath your eye as well, or you can use it to apply a cream or gel eyeliner. What I've recently discovered though is that this new Real Techniques brush, it's the silicone liner brush. This is awesome, guys. It has no bristles. It's actually this is silicone. So you're not going to have, you know, one random bristle like out on its own doing its own little thing. When it comes to eyeliner, you really don't want that because you'll have, you know, a line randomly drawn in the middle of your lid. So this is great for that. It's so thin and it's so sharp that it makes a winged eyeliner really easy. I suck at it, and this makes it like 10 times easier for me. I'm still not great at it, but that's just because I'm just not that talented. But I do think you need to have some sort of eyeliner brush, and I like these two types, not necessarily the brand of this one, but the type it is, the angled brush. All right, so that is everything. Those are kind of the basic brushes that I think you should have, the super, super basic kind, and then the like next step up kind of brushes. So I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave a comment down below letting me know, and I'd be happy to help. I will leave links for Sigma and Real Techniques down below, and I think I can probably find a 10% discount code for Sigma, so if I can, I'll leave that down below as well for you, and I hope you subscribe to my channel and have a great rest of your day. Bye! Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. The love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said. That's not bad.